Well, now we're live. All right, let's kick this puppy. Hello, Internet. I'm Joe.
I'm Eric,
And I'm Dr. Evil Ike.
and you're listening to Just Cool Enough, and I ate all the food. There's no more food left. I ate it all. We're going to get more food, and I'm going to eat all that because I'm a giant monster and can't stop myself.
Hey, that's really good. I'm glad you have an appetite. I'm slowly starting to eat food again because I've been sick for like the entire week of Christmas and slightly before then. It's been awful. Ike, how's your Christmas going? Did you eat all the food?
I did eat some of the food, but then
Yeah.
Eric ate the rest of it.
Yeah, he tried to get some more, and then I was like, nope.
He almost ate my arm. I was reaching across the table, and he was like, "Ah!" And I was like, "Ah!"
It looks like a fat sausage, and you just went for it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But I couldn't have any. I was just sitting there at the Just Cool Enough Thanksgiving table, just hacking away. So we went to a wedding. This is how we got sick. My entire family went to a wedding, right? This was a wedding where there wasn't any drinking at this wedding. It was a Southern Baptist ceremony, which is fine. But there wasn't any drinking, and so that like leads things to go on. Like I go to a wedding, I expect drinks and wine and booze and people dancing. Well, they had all the stuff except for the drinks, and middle of this wedding.
So wait. Are you saying that your expectation for a strip club is the same expectation as a wedding?
Yes.
All right.
No, actually, because in a strip club, if they go, it has to be, if they go full nude, then they can't serve alcohol.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, at least in Michigan, that's the. Anyway, so these Southern Baptist kids, they get out on the dance floor. And they're fucking great. Like, they're doing, like, all this swing dancing and stuff. And, like, my whole family's, like, look at all the Italian side of my family. Because, you know, we're all looking at each other like, I guess if you don't spend a bunch of time drinking, you can get really good at stuff. Like, ballroom and swing dancing. Like, these guys are kicking ass. It was amazing to see. And I was thinking, you know, like, if we didn't have vices in our life, not that drinking's one of my vices, but, you know, what can I divert time to be doing? I could be learning how to ballroom salsa dance or something, but instead I'm doing a show with you guys.
No, I understand, because, like, I don't drink, so I have the opportunity to get a lot of stuff done. Like I'm doing right now, I'm trying to get enough Garrison resources to up my Gnomish engineering place so I can start getting even better engineering shit going on. And then,
Really
while at the same time, I'm trying to save Ferelden from a hole opened up in the sky, and my Dalish elf is now the Herald of Andraste, and she's
Wait,
she's
did you just go into like Lord of the Rings? What is all this stuff? I don't know what you're talking about.
I've been playing a lot of Dragon Age Inquisition. So
Oh, I thought you were talking about World of Warcraft, and
I
I'm
was
like,
at
wait a second.
first.
Okay, all right.
But then it
Wow.
transitioned because I was standing at I just logged into World of Warcraft and I'm standing at my Garrison table trying to finish all my missions because I haven't played in like 2 days. And then like Dragon Age has like this same thing, this mission thing. You go to your war table and you can send people out on missions, and then it's a nice transition to. I've been playing a lot of Dragon Age. Been trying to get my elf to fuck this Kunari named Iron Bowl. So it's been a good time.
Sounds like you've had a hell of a week. What about you, Ike? What did you do?
No, I was working on. I wished we had played D&D, but we didn't. So I worked a lot on my Garrison stuff, and went around visiting my girlfriend's family.
Yeah, you visited them so well that when we went to record a show, you were not here to record a show that we all agreed on.
We
time
couldn't
and
do a
schedule.
show. We couldn't do a show on our normal time slot because of Joe. And then you was like, "This is the time that works for me the best." We're like, "Okay, Ike." And then we show up and you're not here, and you're like, "Oh yeah, I forgot about that. I don't give a shit."
I didn't say that. I said I was captured by my girlfriend's parents and forced to eat dinner, and I didn't get home so late.
Do you know? Looking at the numbers, Just Cool Enough has averaged hundreds of people a week, and I can't believe this. And I was talking to Eric about it, and I'm like, I don't even really know what I'm talking about like on air, but I was just like, I can't believe people download to listen to us. And so I wanted to have just a interesting show, telling, what did you guys do for Christmas, things
Why
like
would
that.
we start having interesting shows now after all these years?
Well, I figured all these guys, they've been paying attention for so long, and they're waiting. They're all waiting for the magic to happen. And it's like, maybe if we just, sprinkle little bits of it, little bits of greatness here and there, we could just string people on forever.
So what you're saying is we're one step closer to your demise because you were working towards this peak, and it seems like you're trying to get us there. Is that because ultimately you want to be fired from the station and replaced?
He just wants to get the show over. He wants us to just jump the shark and quit eventually. The sooner we could stop doing this, the better for him.
Well, I already visited Slanik. That's kind of jumping the shark right there, right?
Yep.
It's jumping the giant enemy crab. The thing is, we have... Anyway, so for Christmas, you guys get anything cool? Ooh.
I saw that in your pictures.
Is that Monster Hunter?
I got the 2 Dungeons & Dragons book. I already had the Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition Player's Handbook, but I just got the Monster Manual and the Dungeon Master's Guide. So now I got those hefty. God, these books are fucking heavy. And I was really excited about those. I also just got Chromecast. I got a Chromecast for my TV, which is really fucking awesome. I'm really happy with it. I wasn't sure, it doesn't work exactly like I thought it would. I thought it'd be just like Apple TV, and it's a little different, but it works fucking great, and I love it. And my friend Eric, who works at Hulu, gave me 3 months of Hulu Plus, so I'm totally fucking, using that before it runs out.
So I actually, Chromecast blew ass when it came out. When it first came out, I had it. It was... I had it and it sucked. Nothing worked on it. They released the hardware before the software was ready.
Yeah.
And but lately, the past 2 or 3 months, they just did a major update to it, and it has been spectacular for me. So much so, Sarah got me this nice. I've been playing on a 1080p TV, doing everything on it, and it kind of sucks to type on something like that because it's so close to you and it's so large. So Sarah, I was bitching about it, and Sarah's like, "God, quit bitching!" And then she bought me a 27-inch, this spectacular Samsung monitor, which is awesome. So I have this great monitor right next to my TV, and now the TV's further back over here on my desk. I'll take a picture of it or something, but. I was like, oh, fuck, I was going to put the TV downstairs, but I use my Chromecast so much, I hooked up to this TV, I'm like, well, I'm always Chromecasting from my tablet, and I like having, viewing all my YouTube, and basically that's the only reason I ever used a second screen on my computer is to watch YouTube while I did something, so fuck it, I'm not even going to hook it up to my computer, I'm just going to have a standalone TV. I finally threw down the money for an Xbox 360 after mine broke 3 years ago. I bought an Xbox 360 to hook up to this TV, and now I'm just so happy right now. I'm in nerd heaven. I got so many cool things. I got this K70 Corsair Vengeance mechanical keyboard. I'm just I'm in nerd heaven. I'm just loving it. Cheers, everyone. Mike, I hope your Christmas was great.
I got some shoes. Some Birkenstocks because I wear sandals till I wear them through the soles, and
like a hippie.
My feet sweat quite a bit too, and that's why I also like wearing sandals.
Good details. But
anyway, the kids are like, what's that smell? It smells. I'm like, no, that's my feet. No, that's really fine. I'm like, no, really, that's my feet. My sandals I've worn through, so finally my girlfriend got me some new sandals so I can wear those through. How
about some odor eaters or Dr. Scholl's odor eater inserts?
Yeah, I wear flip-flops around the house just to keep my feet from getting that much dirty, but I get it. It's the smell. Now it's just my feet always smell because it's the same flip-flops over and over again, and they did kind of start to tear, but I got some super glue and I fixed them up. So yeah, but yeah, every time I wear them, I'm like, oh, what's that smell? Oh, it's my feet now. My feet just smell like that now.
Oh, what do you got? Why just buy new sandals? Are any of you guys impoverished? Go buy new sandals. Even Jesus could afford sandals, and he was a baby.
Well, I picked up this really cool app that helps me track my finances, very similar to the way that we use tracking calories and all the other things. And so I've been trying to reduce my spending, and I was really happy because at this time, last month, I was $400 under what I spent the month before, and then I was $100 under where I was last month now, And then Christmas came and I bought all my gifts, and I spent probably over $3,000 this month alone.
What? Oh, I thought on gifts. I thought just on
No,
gifts.
but
I'm
it's
like,
not on
what
gifts.
the
I mean, some of it's
fuck?
like rent, and some of it's like $550 to buy the new tires. But like sandals are not my priority.
Right.
So I was like super happy to get a pair of sandals.
See,
Yeah.
like my parents and everybody, they're like, Joe, what do you want for Christmas? We what do you want to get? And the whole time I'm like, you know what? I'm 28 now, and pretty much every year I've gotten Lego sets and just electronics and things like that. And it's like I really could use some clothing. I broke down and I'd asked people for clothing. This year I got one pair of pajama pants and all the rest cool shit. I'm like, this is the best ever! Oh yeah, thanks everyone! This is great! Oh, Lego set! I even got a Lego set. I'm like, yeah, Star Wars Lego set! Best! Yeah, bros! Yeah, high five! So I'm really like happy that everyone was like, Joe doesn't want clothes. He was testing us. So you all passed. Congratulations, everyone! But we went through some Christmas drama in the family, guys. Like, everybody gets together and drama happens. What happened was, so we had that wedding that I was talking about. Everyone at that wedding got infected with some sort of like Walking Dead kind of flu, and so from the wedding was on like a Friday, so Friday the 19th. From the 20th through Christmas and just today, really, I'm finally feeling like 85, 90% again, but I'm still like stuffy. My entire family was sick for Christmas. We canceled everything. Christmas Eve parties, Christmas Day parties. There was nothing going on. My dad's sitting there on the couch like with a fever, like 101 fever. He's like, I'm just going to make the Italian manicotti with rubber gloves. I'm like, Pop, settle down, man. You're crazy. I'm like, you're just going to infect more people. You're going to invite 30 more people over here, and they're all going to get spread out in this sickness. So I don't know if it was like some dirty-ass server at that wedding or everyone drank from the same flask or something. I didn't drink from any flask.
Typhoid. It was probably typhoid.
I mean, it was like typhoid, dysentery, and shingles combined.
No, it's Typhoid Mary. She's the Irish immigrant that has she's a carrier for typhoid but doesn't show any symptoms, and she spread it throughout there.
Oh, there was a Typhoid Mary there that was not showing symptoms. Yeah, you're right. And also there was Syphilis John, and he was the DJ. It was a terrible DJ. It was just really sloppy. So yeah, that was the like. It turned into, like, the gifts and everything were there, but everybody was already sick with the same thing, so we all got together, like, just, not like 30 or 40 people, but just, like, the core family, like 5 people, and we all got together, we're like, oh, man, this fucking sucks, we're all sick, but at least we all have the same thing, and we all opened presents and, like, got snot all over the place. It was actually really cool. I'm glad that it went down like that, so yeah, it was crazy.
Yeah, I actually went to like 4 Christmas parties last week. It was weird.
I'm glad someone picked up the slack.
I was like super social. It was fucking weird. They weren't all Christmas parties. On Saturday, it was my friend Chris's birthday party, since his birthday was the week before. And we sat around. We played Super Smash Brothers, which I never really played a lot of. I'm not a huge fan of, but I did okay for somebody who doesn't know what the fuck he's doing.
Did you play Brawl? Did you play the newest one?
Yeah, the newest one for the Wii U. And I got second place twice, which was great for me. And it was both times I was the Animal Crossing villager, because I basically would just I figured out how to do that rocket thing what the villager can do, and I just kind of spammed that, and I would just riding around my rocket, and eventually like everyone was fucking killing each other, so they didn't have time to kill me, because we were playing like 8 people, because you can play 8 people in a match, which is chaotic, and that's the only way I survived.
Crazy. Yeah, you just tried to lay low. You're like just pretending you're one of those sprites in the background somewhere. Like,
yeah. No, nobody see this Wii Fit trainer standing here. So we played some Smash and then some Cards Against Humanity, and it was fun. But the fun part was I'd eaten a lot for dinner, and I knew this. I knew I was going to a party where there was going to be food, and then I had a couple slices of pizza, and then a bunch of the pretzels filled with peanut butter, and a bunch of other snacks like ginger snaps and stuff. And I was just like, and it just immediately got gas, and I was just like, oh, this is going to be bad. So I had to leave early. My mom came and picked me up, and I was just like, I just don't want to shit my pants at this party.
I thought you were gonna say like, and then they pulled out the Twister mat and we had to play Twister.
No, I was in Cards Against Humanity, I'd like play my turn, then go and like fart a bunch in his bathroom.
Like reaches forward to put his card on the table. It's like,
I made sure that I would go to the bath, and I was fucking winning in Cards Against Humanity, which was killing me because I had to like sit out a bunch of turns.
You were in fact the shit, is what you're saying.
Yeah, and I had to like sneak into this bathroom to fart a bunch so that like I wasn't farting in the middle of the party because I knew it was going to be bad. And then like I went home, and before I won, like I could have won Cards Against Humanity, but I had to go home early. And then on the way home, my fucking mom's car breaks down. Which is so we have to like sit around for a while and waiting for the tow truck. And of course it's like the Saturday before Christmas. It's busy as fuck, and then they're like it'll be like 2 hours. So after about an hour, I walk a block and take the bus home. And
you left your poor mother stranded next to her Chevy in the middle of nowhere, California.
We weren't in the middle of nowhere. We were like 6 blocks from home. She just couldn't drive much further. And she was like, "Just go home." I was like, I'm tired, and I'm afraid I'm gonna shit my pants." And she's like, "Yeah, go." So I took the bus home. And it's funny, like I'm sitting there, and I got Dragon Age early, and I wasn't going to play it till Christmas, but I wanted to download it. So I'm like, this is much later in the night. I'm sitting at home, and I was like, oh, I got to go to the bathroom. This is it. This is when the shit's about to hit me, finally. And I was like, oh, first I should go download Dragon Age Origins. I was already in the bathroom, and I was like, oh, I should set up Dragon Age Origins to start downloading now. So I walked back to my room, which is like 5 feet from the bathroom, and open up Origin and start downloading it. And then as I'm walking back to the bathroom, fart and follow through. So I technically shat my pants downloading Dragon Age Origin. So that was my Saturday.
See, you're not used to all this exposure to people. You just don't know how.
That was just Saturday. Sunday was another party, which I didn't shit my pants. It was It was this holiday party. It was actually kind of 2 parties in one. It was at Meltdown Comics, and it was like there was like the party for the people at the Improv Theater that I'm a part of. The Nerdist Improv Theater had their little party, and it was like a nice dress up thing. So I bought like a new shirt and a festive tie, and I wore like a suit jacket and khakis, and I looked all snazzy like everyone else. And the other party was the people for the Meltdown Theater, which is like right across from the comic book show. They're the same fucking building, but those people are just in just wearing whatever. Like one guy was just straight up wearing pajama pants, and it was just like it's like one fancy party, one trashy party. And I was like splitting my time between both, and I like had friends in both sides, and it was weird because I was like of all the my like core group of friends, like I knew the most people. Like people kept coming up to me and talking to me, and I felt like I was the social one all of a sudden because I knew all these people from improv and all this. So I'm like super social right now. Then what was it? I did something else. Oh yeah, Monday game night, which was fun. We played Munchkin and stuff, and Fibbage, which is a kind of a Jack. If you're looking for something to do like with family, there's a You Don't Know Jack game on Steam. And it might be on Xbox and PlayStation and shit. But what's cool about it is that you can you log into their website on your like phone or tablet. So you control like we were playing Fibbage, which is fun. Like it'll ask fill in the blank, and you write a lie and then whoever is like picks the truth, or if somebody picks your lie, you get points. But you control it all, like you type it all on your phone, like you enter your name and stuff, and then the questions all come up on your phone. So you don't have to have like controllers or shit. It's actually a really fun way to do it. And that was fun. And then the day before yesterday, Wednesday, I went to a Christmas Eve party at my friend's Heather's, and it was like last year, it was just all like married couples with children, and I'm just like this little boy there, just like hi, like people pat me on the head, and I go in the backyard and play fetch with the dog, and you know.
They could get you in here, like, come on, little guy, give you a noogie and stuff.
Oh, you going home? You want to take some cookies home? Yeah, I would like to take. Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, Eric, you can go pet the dog. Yeah, we're still waiting for him to find somebody. As soon as you walk out the door, that's exactly. Yeah.
I spent a lot of time petting their cat, which was nice because their cat's normally kind of an asshole, or not an asshole. She's just very aloof, but she was really nice today for some reason. And then I had to play fetch with a dog because they have this Alaskan Husky, which has all of the energy. Like, all of the energy. Like, never not has energy. And the dog just like, so you just play with it for hours, and it just keeps going, just like keep throwing. Like, my shoulder was fucking killing me, and I'm just throwing it, and the dog was like, again. Like, I'd stop, and it would just like look at the ball, look at me, and go, hey, come on, we're playing. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, dog. Ugh.
Never once did you question why the dog was talking.
I mean, I was high as fuck, so I don't know. Maybe it was just me, but.
Oh, I had a high as fuck moment, and it didn't involve any illegal substances. I just accidentally took too much medication and then drank a bunch of champagne. Because I was at a party, right? Like,
and then you operated heavy machinery.
I did. I went and I jumped in my car. Like, Sarah was like, I'm like, that was like hours ago, babe. Don't even worry about it. She's like, are you good to drive? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine.
No, you took that medicine 5 minutes ago and you've already gotten naked. That was yesterday. That was last year.
So we're at Sarah's family's house yesterday, and I took a bunch of substances, loaded up the car, and I really did think the passage of time was faster than it was, because it really was only like an hour ago when I had all this stuff. And so normally champagne doesn't get me as fucked up as this, but with the combination of all the meds I'm dealing with, it wasn't a good idea. And but I was feeling so good, I didn't realize it. You know, I'm like, everything's good. I'm not on medication. Let's champagne. All right. Oh, this is orange juice and champagne, mimosa. That's good for you. And so I walk out to the car, and I drove 50 feet, but it felt like I hit like warp speed, like warp 9. Like all the stars were like, like the lane, like the dots in the road were like melting together. And I went to turn a little bit, and then I realized I didn't close the door of the rear door of the car swings open. I only drove 50 feet, and I'm like, babe, you gotta drive. She's like, yeah, I do it.
I've been screaming at you that I should drive for the past hour. I don't know where we are. You're like, it's been 5 minutes. You're like, no, you've been on the road for 3 hours.
That's kind of how it was. Like, I was so oblivious to what was going on. So I went. Luckily, I only drove like to the end of the block and got out, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, I had no idea."
As far as you know, you don't know what you do. So you don't know.
Anyway, so I finally make it back home. The ride home was literally blurring together. Like I was high as fuck, and and I got out of the car and I looked up at the sky. This is one of the like Joe's things, over medicated. Hi, Joe. Anyway, I looked up at the sky and I was like, if you try hard enough, any star constellation can look just like the Big Dipper. And I'm like, just like up there, just going. And like I sat down on the couch and I was petting our cat, right? I'm like, oh yeah, pet the cat. And I'm like, I think I could feel every one of his furs. And like it was just, those are the two I remember saying, and Sarah said I was just spewing bullshit yesterday night, and she gave me this screen at her parents' house yesterday, and I'm like, no, I'm putting it together, I'm going to put it on the computer. She's like, Joe, you got to rearrange your room, you already said what you wanted to do. She's like, don't do it, and so she convinced me to just put together a Lego set, and I actually put together the Lego set just fine, so I couldn't have been. My motor skills were still just good enough to get a Lego set together. So yeah, so I accidentally got like, I don't even know. Is it called high if you did it on accident?
Yeah, you're still high.
I got high as fuck on accident. Well, I want to commit to it if I'm saying it, but I want people to know, like, hey, I'm not a badass or anything. You know, I'm not a cool guy. You know, like, oh, let's get high. I'm more like, let's drink Guinness. Oh man, shit! I had medicine and I'm drinking again.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
Joe, we've been doing this show for 7 hours. We keep telling you to stop, and you're like, no, we just started.
Is this real life? Ike, please bring me back down to earth, because I'm not going to stop drinking this Guinness.
How was your week, Ike?
Well, it was nice to have my whole week off, that's for sure. I didn't have, and my girlfriend had to get up and go to school, so she got up and went to school, and I stayed here and went to the mall and spent an exorbitant amount of money on stupid gifts. That pretty much sums it up. I played a lot of games. That's all I did. I've been playing a lot of World of Warcraft still, but you know, when am I not? Oh,
Yeah.
and Hearthstone. I got back in Hearthstone, and again, I'm trying to avoid dropping large sums of money on Hearthstone now.
Well,
What's that?
thankfully, they added all these new cards that you can buy.
I know. I was like, oh, sweet. I just working on the gold of all the other ones, and I'm almost there. And then it's like, here's a bunch of new stuff you can buy. No.
I jumped on Hearthstone because I don't know. Mikey was like, "Hey, if you play this many times, you get a mount in World of Warcraft." So I was playing Mikey, and I like whooped his ass. Wait, Mikey's my younger brother for all the listeners that know exactly who he is. So I'm playing my younger brother, and I whooped his ass with my Druid deck, which is good enough, right? I just logged in, kicked his ass, and realized, like, man, you know, I'm pretty good at this game. I should play it a lot more. And then I thought again, and I'm like,
Then you played one game at one
Right.
ranked match, and
I'm
you're
like-
like, no, we're playing again.
I'm like, I'm gonna go and do an arena mode, and I'm like, well, not as good as I thought I was. And
That's how I felt. I think it was like me and Ike were playing for a while, and then I was like, yeah, I'm pretty good at this. I think I played you a little bit. I'm like, I'm really good at this. Maybe I should like make a go at this. And then I played like 4 ranked matches. I'm like, ugh, I'm done with this.
I'm actually disappointed because like I was doing ranked matches, and I got to the highest rank, but that was a long time ago. I think there was a lot less talent in the pool then, because I'm pretty sure I got in earlier or something, but yeah, and so now I'm like ranked as like chicken shit. I think like that's actually the rank. It's like you're the town chicken or something.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh man. But now I have all the, yeah.
I tweeted this a while ago, and I thought it was apropos to this conversation. I've been playing Counter-Strike since I was 14. I'm 29 now, 29 and a half basically. I'm terrible at Counter-Strike. Like, how is that a thing? How am I still like I've been I remember getting it when I was 14. I got my own computer. You know, we got my dad got me a wireless card so I could take it in my room, and I played Counter-Strike all day. Like, you'd think I'd be good at it. Like,
I just love like that realization. And you know what sucks though? Like if you were good at something, if you are good at something and then you're not good at it anymore when you go back to it. Like, because I can remember being like, yeah, I was like Kal-I and Counter-Strike. I was with these guys. I was with this clan. I don't even remember what you call it. Was it clan?
yeah, they have clans.
Yeah, so like I'm like, yeah, I'm with these guys. We used to do competitions. I ran a server for it. We played nonstop, and I remember just like wrecking shit, always being top of the list. Now I go into Counter-Strike, I'm like, what the fuck? I'm getting wrecked over here. So at least if you sucked all the time and then you still suck, there's just, you know, it's just like, oh, okay, I still suck. But like, yeah, I'm like old man gamer now. I'm like, I remember in my day, back when the map Amazon actually had lightning and it killed you. Like, for real, you died, you're dead. And back in my day, you used to be able to put in your new copy of Battlefield 4 for your PlayStation or for your Xbox 360 and then just play it. Not do an hour and a half of fucking upgrades and downloads and bullshits.
Back in my day, a man could purchase Far Cry 4 on Steam and then not have to re-download fucking Uplay from Ubisoft just so he could play the game he's already got downloaded.
Yeah, what the fuck? What the fuck? This is ridiculous.
So here's something, because I'm not too familiar with, since I've gotten a lot more into PC gaming more than console gaming. But my girlfriend went to her brother and asked him for almost every console he has. So we have an old NES, or Super NES, I should say. We have a 64. We have GameCube. We have like a lot of them. So for Christmas, I guess he might want his Wii back. So her mother got her Wii Mini. Have you heard about this?
Yeah. It's like
It can't do the internet. It can't go on the internet. And apparently, it's a one-player console.
Yeah, I think it's. I don't know about one player, but it doesn't have ports or anything. Like my Wii was one of the later gen Wii, so it doesn't have any ports. But I think you could still do your nunchucks are wireless, so you could probably still do that. I don't think it's a one-player thing, but maybe I'm wrong.
But
I don't know.
It has one port, and we were like, oh, because I also bought her the old Smash Brothers Brawl. I figured we could play that. And I was like, oh, we both like using the GameCube controllers because they're a lot more nicer than the nunchucks, but there's only one port to plug them in to.
At least yours has port. My Wii has no ports at all. But yeah,
Really?
the nunchucks they're wireless, so you don't have to worry. So yeah, you can do the one thing, but I think you could also apply.
Well, no, okay,
splitters.
you're confusing it. It's the Wiimote and the nunchuck. The nunchuck hooks into the Wiimote.
Yeah, I meant the whole thing.
Oh,
Like,
okay.
I fucking meant the
I
whole
used to
thing.
cover the video
Everyone-
game industry in detail on a show. You may have heard of it. It was called Max Speed. I just
Nope.
wanted to let you know.
Never heard of it. Yeah, like the Wii controllers are wireless, so you can have multiple of those. But at least you've got my Wii has no ports for GameCube controllers, but I think you can probably do like Wavebirds and stuff like that if you want to do those, the wireless GameCube controllers maybe. I don't know.
Well, why not just search, do Wavebirds work with Wii Mini?
Yeah, and that's one of the cool things about like the Wii U Smash Brothers. If you have Smash Brothers on the DS, you can use your DS as a controller for the Wii U version.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For the Wii U version, even not
Yeah.
just that's actually really cool. Can you play the DS people with the Wii versus Wii U people or?
No, not the 3DS. I don't think it's cross-platform like that, but it just you can use it because I don't think it works like that. But it just some of the people who had it on their 3DSs were using their 3DSs as extra controllers, which is nice. And that whole Amiibo thing, I had no idea what that was. I just thought that was basically like Skylanders for Smash Brothers.
Is it not?
It's basically it's basically just AI controlled players, but they're like your Pikachu learns while you play it, so you could actually train them to play a certain way if you only fight it a certain way.
You know what sucks though? Like you can't play that guy though. You can only teach. It's like a Tamagotchi. You sit there and you look it up.
You
kids.
can play. You can play against. You can add them to the games. Like we had.
Right, but you don't. But you can't roll them. You can't be like, I want to be my Mario dude that I made up.
No, but you can have them jump into the game and you could fight against them.
What if you want to fight as them though? That's cool.
You can already fight as. You can already be Pikachu. Like it's not like I don't understand what the difference is.
I just think it'd be cool if you could be the person that you created.
But that person already exists. Like you can technically already do that.
Maybe my medicine drunk is weird right now.
Yeah.
Why
can't I be the AI-controlled Pikachu? But then it wouldn't be AI-controlled, and you'd just be playing Pikachu. Yeah, but then that's not the same. No, but what you're describing doesn't exist.
I'm just gonna keep drinking this and see what happens before the end of the show.
Well, it might be a good show this week then.
It's gonna be like 40-year-old. Oh my gosh, I watched Anchorman 2. That was awful.
Right?
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I saw? Yeah, we were going to talk about this last week, or last time we tried to do this. Yeah, I went to see The Hobbit: The Battle of the Five Armies.
Oh, that was the one I wanted to talk about too,
I've seen
Eric.
that.
Yeah.
All right, you take the lead on this one. I'm just gonna sit and listen for a little bit, let my brain catch up.
Do you guys remember back in like 2003? You were sitting there with your family, maybe your mom, your dad, maybe your friends from high school, and you were like, "Fuck, let's go see the Lord of the Rings: The Return of the Kings." And then you sat and you watched it, and you were awestruck, and you left the theater, and you're like, "Man, that was a really good movie, and I feel like a chapter of my life has ended, and I don't know how to deal with it." You remember that feeling?
Yes.
Yeah. You remember going to see Battle of Five Armies and just going, and then walking away and going home and like fucking shoving pie in your face or whatever the fuck you're doing?
I don't remember that at all. I remember
remember
being more like I wasn't even enraged. It was like
It's not a bad movie. Like it doesn't. None of these. I don't
didn't
understand.
deliver.
I don't understand these movies, and I will say, because I love The Hobbit. It's one of my favorite books. I've read it so many times, and I get that they had to change a lot of shit because that book was released in 1937 and doesn't make any fucking sense. It didn't make sense then. It doesn't make sense now. There's a lot of holes in it. I get that. You know, the fucking Gandalf's always showing up and disappearing, and he's like, I'll meet you here, and then he never shows up, and then he shows up at the end, and like fucking, they're like, whole thing is they're gonna go kill this dragon, and the dragon like flies off, and some random dude you've never heard of kills it with a black arrow, and you're like, what the fuck? So I understand they had to flush out some shit, but it's just like, everything about this movie is so overblown. Like, he just had, nobody told him no. It's the Phantom Menace thing where he had all the money and power in the world to make exactly what he wanted, and it's this clusterfuck of just nothingness. It's better than.
Listen, like what was really bothering me was there's a good movie there. I think that if it was edited just a little bit better, it would have been less comical.
Well, it's not just the editing, because a lot of it is stuff that had to be taken out of the screenplay.
Oh, I know it's not just editing, but I'm saying like there was major pacing issues that really were bothering me because it went from like there's that bell curve where it's like, oh my gosh, this is so gripping and emotional, and then it kind of it peaks and then starts dipping down, and then it says, okay, now it's just getting funny. Like this is weird.
Well, everything took too long.
Right? I don't understand.
Fellowship of the Rings took 15 minutes to set up the world, the story, all of the characters, and get the hobbits out of the Shire.
Right.
The Hobbit there and back again took 45 minutes to get Bilbo out of the Shire. Everything takes like there's this great scene in the book where the dwarves and Bilbo are riding down, escape the elves and some barrels down a river. He turned it into a 45-minute battle scene. Like, just everything is like, hey, this, I'm gonna make this 40 minutes long and I'm gonna add all this stuff, and it's just. What really pisses me off is that, like, all of the orcs are CG, so you don't get any. So the performances are all right. And then, like, this last movie, Billy Connolly plays a dwarf, a new dwarf character. His character's completely fucking CG. If there's anyone who looks like a fucking dwarf already, it's Billy Connolly. But he's the completely CG version of himself, which I don't get why they had to CG him.
Right, yeah, like, because I'm guessing that he was, a special dwarf that came in with a big army or something, and, I'm like, what, why is this guy CG? Like, what, they made other dwarfs not CG and it looked fine, like, what, why are they doing this? And why, I don't know, the whole movie, there was times in the theater, and there was another couple, like 2 seats down from us, the guy actually just, like, stood up for a while and was, like, so bored that he, like, stood up. And we were laughing at, like, the same parts because, like, this isn't gripping anymore. This isn't emotional. It's just kind of funny to watch, like, somebody's dead eyes just staring at you for a prolonged period of time. And it's just like, it was creepy and then not creepy and then funny and then weird. It's just not the range of emotions you want to be feeling when these critical parts were happening.
It's not a bad movie. It's
no. I think it was an exceptional action movie, but it didn't do what it needed to do to be called The Hobbit. I think The Hobbit deserved better.
Well, and what pisses me off a lot is that even in the books, the dwarves don't really get a lot of story. I mean, about Thorin, because of the king, but you don't get a lot of time with any of the dwarves. There's 13 of them. It's not a very long book, but you would think 3 movies, they have time to explore these dwarves, let you get at least an idea. Name more than 4 dwarves for me. Like, there's Thorin, there's the twins, and the fat one, and then name any other one. Yeah, it's like none of the, like, they're just like all these dwarves that have like no personalities in the movie.
There were a few of them that I'm like, with that they started off with that dwarf. I didn't even see him in the movie at all, unless it was shot of all 12 of them.
I mean, the first movie kind of started to do it, but then they just kind of
Right.
dropped all the dwarves' personality. There is a dwarf in there, and I promise you that most of you probably don't know this. There's a dwarf in there whose his entire character is that he's got an axe embedded into his head. You've probably seen him, but he looks so generic you can't tell. And because of that, he can only speak Dwarvish. That's why he never speaks in the movie. That's his whole character. But he's one of the 13 dwarves, and I only know that. I only know that. I know that because I watched the behind-the-scenes shit that he's been putting out for years now in the development. But that's his whole thing, is that he got hit in the head with an axe, and now he speaks Dwarvish. But
Is that the guy with the face that's like really narrow?
I don't know. He looks like all the other dwarves.
I think some of the problems of this movie will be fixed when the extended version comes out.
No.
Because with the extended version of the middle movie, I mean, they made up all of the stuff in the middle movie, but there are a few parts where you're just
But
like, how is that
not,
even like?
It's not a content problem. It's just they misread what needed to be said about The Hobbit, and they put in a bunch. Like, if you look at really good ports from book to movie,
Well, no. I think The Hobbit. There's not a lot of content in it. Half of it is them singing songs in the book. It's a child's book. I think it's just a tonal thing. I think he tried to recreate Lord of the Rings, and especially in this last movie, he just keeps borrowing all this with this whole Gollum aspect to this treasure, causing some dude to go crazy, and this trying to make it he just recreating it's just the greatest hits of all this shit that he did in in Lord of the Rings, and especially in this last movie, it's clear what he's doing. That it's just borrowing so much from the other movies.
Do you know what happened to Thorin Oakenshield's father from the movie? I'm not saying even the books.
In the movie, he died in the battle. That's in the opening.
Oh, great!
No, he did not, because if you watch the extended version of the second movie, he shows up in the second movie, and they left him out of the normal one.
They needed to get all 40 minutes. They needed to get all 40 minutes of that barrel scene in there.
Yeah, and that's what I'm saying. Like they used too much screen time on the wrong things. Yeah. And you don't need all this build up and screen time. It's like they're spoon feeding you this is the action and it's gonna happen. Open up the hatch, and it's it's movie for babies and it's funny
good. Just the weird things that the tangents he seems to go because there's a thing in the book where they're walking through the forest and they get lost. So Bilbo climbs a tree and goes, "Oh, that's the direction we have to go in." It becomes a 20-minute scene in the second movie where they're in this mystical forest that makes you go crazy, and they start seeing things, and but that's not in the. They just
They said that in the behind the scenes stuff. They said, well, we had the first movie and the third movie were pretty much done because it was one thing, but the second movie was really fun to make because we had no script and nothing to go off of, so it was kind of like being, one of them described as being back in college again, where you just kind of made shit up and went with it, and so that's what they ended up with. This second movie was just a bunch of made up shit to hold the first.
Maybe that's why I hate the second movie so much.
I thought the second one was really bad
because
I think this one was way better than, I won't say way better. This one is better than the second one. I liked it better than the second one, and I would say it was at least as good as the first one.
Yeah, it's the second one.
It wasn't a terrible movie. It was entertaining. There were just it just didn't live up to that epic what I really wanted, and especially because the night before I saw the Lord of the Rings end of this trilogy, not Lord of the Rings, the end of the Hobbit, I saw the first part of Catching Fire. And that was a masterpiece. That was so good, so well put together. It follows the books really well. It animates the parts of the books that you want to see and have a hard time picturing, or maybe just it takes the book and it elevates it. And I think the Lord of the Rings just was yeah, we could use this universe, but let's kind of go nuts with it. When the Hunger Games, this Catching Fire that just came out, part 1, was so good, and that whole series has been pretty solid. But I think this one's the best one in the series, and that's hard to say. It's not a normal thing that the Hunger Games, the first one, isn't better than the second. You know what I'm trying to say? I'm having a hard time. I'm struggling all of a sudden. But yeah,
Did
it
either one
was
of you
it was
see the
really
interview?
really well put together. I liked it. I would
Did
recommend
you
if
see
you
the interview because North Korea told you not to.
I didn't see it, but I plan on watching it eventually.
It's coming to Netflix soon, I hear.
Is it really? Yeah, I
Yep,
mean, like you could pay
very
like
soon.
$6 and get it.
Or you could find other methods of watching it, maybe like
Like, legal ways.
Yeah, I mean,
I
like,
saw. I actually watched it. It wasn't bad. I'm not a huge. I just don't. I like Seth Rogen a lot. I like James Franco, and I just whenever they're together, like I just don't. I've never liked those movies. Like I love Superbad. Superbad's great. Even though like because Seth Rogen co-wrote it with his partner, the same like partner that makes this, but didn't like Pineapple Express because I'm not a weed guy, I guess.
yeah, I should watch it right now. I might like Pineapple Express better.
Yeah, you might love it right now.
Pineapple Express is best, bro. Yeah.
I didn't really like This Is the End all that much. I don't know why. And then this was okay. I mean, I laughed at a few parts of it, and I sat through the whole thing. It was funny. It was funny enough. It wasn't bad. It was probably my favorite of the. I didn't love it, but I thought it was a pretty decent movie. And maybe that would be different if I saw it in the theater, because I always find I like things a lot more when I watch them in the theater. Like I liked Godzilla a lot when I watched it in the theater, and then when I watched it at home, I realized I don't like it at all. That it's not a good movie. The Godzilla's in 5 minutes of it, and the big final boss fight at the end is 30 seconds long, broken up over 10 minutes.
Yeah, that whole This Is the End. I didn't find it that interesting, and it seemed like really Hollywood self-serving. And I'm just like not into those. It just doesn't appeal to me. But I was thinking like, man, somebody who really liked all these stars would really enjoy this movie. I think the best part was when Bleecker? I don't remember the kid's name. The guy from Juno that knocked up the girl.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like
Scott Pilgrim.
When Scott Pilgrim, that's the guy. So when Scott Pilgrim, when things happened to him, that was the best part of the movie. And that happened like 10 minutes into the movie, and I'm like, well, when's it gonna get better than that? You can't top that. So
yeah, and they'd already kind of shown a lot of that in the trailers and stuff, so I'd seen a lot of those moments. But the interview was actually pretty interesting. I thought it was pretty good. I mean,
is it better than Pineapple Express?
Yeah, okay, I like
okay.
it better than Pineapple Express, and This Is the End. I think James Franco plays kind of an interesting character. Like like in Pineapple Express, he had a character, and he played himself in This Is the End, but kind of a character. I like the sort of character he's playing in this, and his interactions with Kim Jong-un and stuff. But it's all right. I enjoyed it well enough.
Yeah,
I mean, like a C- to a B- from critics, somewhere in there.
Yeah, that's about what I get from it. It's not a great comedy. It's not something I'd probably watch again, but it was entertaining enough.
What would you give the Hobbit movie that you just saw?
Exact same thing. It was entertaining. Yeah. It was all right. It's not my favorite movie. I probably won't watch it again.
Yeah,
I felt like it was another like, oh man, like I was kind of sad to see like it was the end, but not that I wanted them to keep drawing it out. But I enjoyed. It was like, oh, I guess it was more the nostalgia of like you were saying, remembering.
I get that.
That this is through The Hobbit and through the Lord of the Rings, and now hearing what's his face who played Gandalf be like, oh, I've been doing this for 14 years, and now we've kind of come to the end of it.
I understand that, the nostalgia aspect. I kind of get that, but I just was so burned on these movies and realizing how much I didn't like that, because I thought I really liked The Hobbit when I first saw it, and then I like watched it on video, like when we bought the DVD, and I was like, ugh, why am I bored right now? Like, it's just this slow realization, and after the second one, that I don't really like these movies that much.
Yeah, I don't know. There's not very many movies lately that have been making me that excited, other than the Hunger Games series. Like, that's something that's been reliably great, and I'm really excited to see the movie adaptation to the end. And I finished, like, I actually got done with those books. It was a thing.
I think 50 Shades of Grey is going to be a great adaptation.
Oh, I can't wait.
I'm really interested to see, there's a movie called American Sniper with Bradley Cooper, directed by Clint Eastwood, that looks kind of interesting. Because it's based on a book written, like a biography written by an actual sniper who literally is the most deadly sniper in United States history. He has like he has like 250 unconfirmed kills, and of those, 150 are confirmed. So he's like the most. He's killed more people for the U.S. government than just about any sniper we've ever employed. Like and it's like his story and going through Iraq and Afghanistan for like a decade or whatever.
That one's made by Clint Eastwood. Basically, the father said, if you fuck up my son's legacy, I'm gonna come kick your ass, pretty much.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it seems interesting. I'm kind of excited for that. But yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think of like what's the next. I mean, basically anything Marvel does, I'm fucking stoked for. So like,
yeah, you know what? You're a fanboy though, because I don't.
Yeah, but those movies are all really good.
We have Marvel dildo on a stick, and Eric will be like, "Yeah, I can't wait to see it."
Oh my god, I can't believe they're bringing dildo to a stick to the big screen.
I'm surprised you weren't like, well, actually, there's a superhero named Dildo Stick, and he has these powers. Because you always like every time we talk about a superhero. Actually, there's a guy. He was made from old aluminum cans, and then they stabbed him by a robot corpse.
Oh, you're talking about Recyclopolis?
Yeah.
Colossus had sex with a
7-Up machine from the 80s.
R2D2. Yeah. He raped R2, and that's what they had.
Yeah, it was actually a weird crossover. So they're not sure they can bring him to the screen, so because technically Disney owns half of him. So it's like Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. We're not sure if he's going to make it into the final shot of Infinity War, but.
I mean, like, we can hope, though. I can't wait. Every time you talk about a superhero, I always have to go to the Wikipedia and be like, oh, this person exists? Yeah. But, oh my gosh, a few weeks back, I was perusing some of my favorite sites, and I saw a Power Girl porn. Yeah. And, oh my gosh.
Which one?
I don't know.
Yeah.
She was rubbing her giant boobs. But I was like, oh my gosh. I'm going to tell Eric about this. And then I thought to myself, I'm like, Eric already knows about this. I don't need to tell him about this at all.
Eric already knows about that.
Eric, actually, he was the one who directed it.
No, but then I thought, you know what? I'm just not in the mood anymore. And then I went and I did other things for like 2 hours and came back to whatever I was going to do. Because when you think of porn and then you think your buddy, and then it's just like,
Yeah, if you see pornography and your first thing is, oh, my friend would love this, you're like, maybe I should go do something else.
I mean, like, it was just one of those times where you weren't really that into it to begin with. You're just like browsing through and you saw a picture, you're like, well, I got some time. And then I was like, well, never mind. I got other things to do. I got to fold clothes or something. So, yeah, man. Oh, other weird things that happened was
Well, before we move on, I just wanted to let you guys know that the Night Hag has 17 armor class, but the Sea Hag only has 14, so they're very different.
I feel like I'm in a metagame, though, when we play next time, because I'm going to know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, watch out, because they both have claw attacks, but the Sea Hag has Death Glare, whereas the Night Hag has changed shape.
I'm all out of Guinness! I'm all out of Guinness now! I was going to talk about Cindy Lou Who.
Oh, I was like, who the fuck's that? Oh, from the Grinch Stole Christmas?
Right.
Why?
Because everybody's talking about this girl like she's going to be the next awesome hot thing. So I just want to call it now, right? Like, like Babe Ruth, he does anybody know who Babe Ruth is?
Yes, people know who Babe Ruth is.
Right. So, like,
he makes candy bars.
Oh, yeah, yeah. So, like, I'm calling the shot right now that this Taylor Momsen girl is going to be the next super hot girl that everybody talks about. So
Taylor Momsen, she's been doing songs and shit for years now.
Right. And everybody started talking about her.
Yeah, but everyone was talking about her years ago because she was 14 and trying to show her tits on stage and shit.
Right. Well, I think she must have just turned 18 or something.
I think she's
the internet's a buzz again.
Yeah, for some reason the internet's a buzz, and
according to Wikipedia, she's 21.
Oh, okay. Well, get ready because it's gonna be her time soon. When I called the year of the PS3 and I nailed it 2 years later. That's what I'm calling right now. This
So
Taylor.
this-
You're calling
your
this from 4 years ago?
2015 prediction.
I mean, like, oh,
15.
she hasn't peaked yet. She's about to peak. I got an idea. Oh, fuck. I totally forgot to buy Surge. God, that. I'm turning into a
It's fucking ridiculously.
You are high, aren't you? I get it. You're like Taylor Momsen's gonna be really great. Oh, I need to buy Surge.
Oh, God. I wish I had another one. Like, I don't know. Maybe I am saying them right now. I have no idea. I went to go order them on Amazon, and they never reminded me. $43.
Yeah,
For 12
I did the same thing. I was like, I'm gonna totally get this for $14, sure, and I don't have Amazon Prime. It's like, it's gonna cost you twice as much to ship it. I'm like, fuck this.
I have Amazon Prime, but I'm not paying $43 for that. Not yet. I just want one can.
Can you buy them by singles?
Yeah. Just a single can. Will if anybody has a Surge out there, send it to me. Just message the email inbox. By the way, our email inbox is theshow@justcoolenough.com. Send in your emails to theshow@justcoolenough.com so we could talk about them. I haven't checked to see if we've got any, but I'm going to side with
Probably
we
not.
probably haven't.
We weren't gonna do a show for a while.
Yeah, we were gonna you were
This
gonna
is like the secret episode. This is somebody's Christmas gift.
the
This is
Christmas gifts they didn't want. This is the itchy sweater they
This
never
is
wanted.
Boxing Day. This is our Boxing Day gift to the world. Happy Boxing Day, Canadians.
You know, Boxing Day is the day you return gifts you don't want. So
No.
yeah, this is perfect for Boxing Day.
Wait, is that it?
Yep. You put it back in the box.
I thought
Yeah.
it was just for Canadians.
No, I mean that's where the term came from because it's like, yeah, I got this yesterday. I don't want it. So yeah, it's perfect. We should do a show on every Boxing Day.
Boxing
So,
Day
like-
is a holiday for many Canadians. On December 26th, it gives people a chance to take part in the post-Christmas sales or watch ice hockey games. That's the official definition of Boxing Day. Wow.
Yeah.
We celebrate it here in Detroit because we're so close to Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went out and oh fuck! So I went out and bought an Xbox 360 today, and I planned on getting an Xbox 360 Slim, and I went to GameStop, which I hate going to, but I went to GameStop and I was like, all right, GameStop dude, how you gonna fuck me today? And he was like, we're gonna fuck you like this. Do you want to buy a magazine? And I'm like, no, nobody reads magazines, you asshole. And he's like, all right, well, fuck you. And we don't have any of the Xbox 360 Slims. All we have are old 360s that are gonna break. I'm like, fuck.
If you had said yes, you do want a magazine, you'd be like, fuck, we got a whole storeroom back there full of them.
Oh,
You answered wrong.
it's like, oh, that's unfortunate because all we have is these Xbox 360s that don't have HDMI capability.
I know, right? Like that was the one thing. I'm like, do you have ones that have HDMI cord? Oh yeah, we got old Elites laying around. I'm like, oh sweet, I can get an old Elite. I think those came with like a 120 gig hard drive. This will be perfect. And he brings it out. And he's like, oh, you want one with a hard drive? I'm like, fuck, no, I have an old Xbox with the hard drive. I think it's like a 12 gig hard drive. That'll be plenty. And I come back home. I'm like, 12 gigs is not enough for anything. I'm like,
No.
I went to go get Dynasty, Destiny. I have no idea. That game that everybody wants me to play. I went to go get that, and I'm like, fuck, it's 20 gigs. So I bought an Xbox 360 for $80 plus the 1-year warranty because I assume it's gonna break. But I plan on taking it back like within 30 days, just as soon as they have a Slim in stock at one of the stores. I'm gonna take it back and get a Slim, and then have a console.
Well, at least something about you'll be slim then.
No.
But I was looking at some pictures of that Taylor Momsen person, and something grew 2 sizes. I can say that now that she's above 18 now, so I know. I looked on their Wikipedia.
It was that tumor in your head, the blood clot in your head.
I hope it's not a blood clot, and I hope it's just a combination of medicine and Guinness. I'm feeling pretty funky right now.
Oh, speaking of funky, I think we stop talking about all this funky shit and start plugging each other.
Oh yeah!
My plug for this week, I guess I'm going to plug something that you can't watch yet, but the latest sketch from Hate Mail should be coming up, I'm going to say next week, probably next Wednesday or something like that, so on the 31st. I'll just say it'll be out on, like, Tuesday. It'll be out on Tuesday, the 30th, and it's I wrote it and did the editing and helped shoot it, and it looks pretty good. I think I'm really happy how it turned out, so that should be coming out Tuesday, so look for that.
My plug for this week is on YouTube.com, and I'm going to go to my subscriptions tab right now and see something that I found interesting. Oh, okay. I just bought a computer for one of my brothers so he can play video games with me, and he was like, well, I don't know how to build a computer. And I said, well, you know where you need to go? Go to Linus Tech Tips. So Linus Tech Tips, he has a billion subscribers, and he's amazing, but he has these great build guides, and if you need to know anything about anything nerdy or technology laden, check out Linus's Tech Tips and his Tech Quickies. They're actually really helpful and really great, and I know I've plugged them before, and I'll do it again.
And I'm going to plug the show at justcoolenough.com because we always like emails.
Yep.
That's true. We do like emails.
We love them. We live for them.
I want to give a shout out to Paper Clown, who said super hyped that Eric was cast to play Lex Luthor in the new Batman series. So thanks for watching live. We normally do record the show live on Wednesdays at 7 Eastern, but things have been kind of crazy lately because of the holiday season, and we'll get back to doing that after the start of the year. But look for us on YouTube when we're recording, and then you too can be watching us live like Paper Clown and commenting. So thanks for watching live, Paper Clown. We like you.
Yeah.
Oh, and make sure, you know what? Since you guys are already listening to us and doing things, you should probably rate us too. If you're listening to us on whatever, you know, even if I think we're still on Stitcher also, and we're supposed to mention them every show. You know, if you're listening to us on Stitcher or watching us on YouTube, you know, give us a thumbs up or a couple of stars or whatever. Leave a review because we know people are out there downloading, and I have no idea why people aren't rating us. You know, like, we got all these numbers and we have people. Like, why not just rate us? It's simple. It's great. It helps us out and helps us grow the show. So maybe we could get on to bigger and better things. So, yeah.
All right. Anyways, that's the show for this week. You can always follow me on Twitter. I'm at Duncor, D-U-N-C-O-R.
You know what? Follow me on Facebook. Facebook.com/SpeedyF40. I don't know if that actually works, but...
You can follow me on Instagram at Ike_Dodge.
Yep, and that's the show for this week. And can you believe my mom didn't know the difference between a manticore and a chimera? She was like, oh, that's a chimera. I was like, no, clearly it's a manticore, Mom. Fucking idiot. And then I punched her in the goddamn face, and then she's like, I'm going to take those books away. And then I was like, no, you're such a terrible, you're such a bitch, Mom. And then, like, then the
buy me all those gifts like a bitch.
Yeah, anyways, so we will see you whenever the fuck we do another one of these. It might be a little while, might be a couple of weeks because of Joe, but until then, have a wonderful New Year, and fuck off.
Happy Boxing Day! Christmas time!